warned off the moon? Alien bases on the far side, the dark side of the moon, revealed in videos. In recent years, a freakishly large number of highly ranked government officials, former astronauts, military officers, even spacecraft engineers, have spoken out about UFOs and alien life forms that have been actively visiting our planet for thousands of years. And this coincides with what we've recently read in the Emerald Tablets written by Thoth the Atlantean. And they were supposedly around 30,000 years ago. And you'll find that on the playlist of my videos, the Emerald Tablets. And he states that they were flying around Earth, the Atlanteans that is. They were also flying in space and having interstellar travel. They also had time travel and also had interdimensional zipping in and out. And that's why the Atlanteans, who had such advanced technology, got themselves into trouble by really abusing especially the interdimensional beings that they were bringing in, which were of course not beneficial to humanity. They were the opposite. And he claims that he's also buried his spacecraft under a sphinx in a plateau of pyramids. He didn't say if it was Giza or somewhere else, for example, Saqqara, but that his spaceship is buried under a sphinx and that he will return to get it and use it. He was also one of the first deities of ancient Egypt, and he said that some Atlanteans who escaped the demise of Atlantis went to other areas of the world and set up new cities with pyramids and with their advanced technology. And we have Manly P. Hall stating that these UFOs that we see zipping in and out in tremendous speeds and disappearing all of a sudden as if they've disappeared in another dimension could be the Atlanteans left over, who also have a tremendously long lifespan. Who knows? But this is exactly what these military officers, astronauts, and engineers are also saying. And they spoke out about UFOs and alien life forms that have been with us on our planet for thousands of years. The events that ancient cultures recorded in the distant past, one of them being the Emerald Tablets, others were in ancient India, the Hindus, and others were, of course, ancient Greeks, ancient Sumerians, ancient Egyptians. The Tully Papyrus, written by a pharaoh who witnessed the landing of UFOs that belonged to the overlords of Egypt. Isn't that something? A pharaoh saying that concerning the overlords, quote unquote, of Egypt. And this was witnessed by a pharaoh who was shaking in his shoes by seeing them land over the pyramids of Giza. So yeah, the ancient cultures have recorded these things. We even have the hieroglyphs of these crafts similar to what we have today. Jet airplanes, helicopters, spacecraft, submarines, on the hieroglyphs of the Abydos Temple of Seti in Egypt. So, ancient cultures have recorded this. Visitors from the stars came to Earth, are slowly but surely transforming from mythology and legends into facts. Today, there's enough evidence to suggest our planet has been visited by what are believed to be superior alien civilizations from elsewhere in the cosmos. And today, millions of people around the world firmly believe that we are not alone, not the only intelligent species in the known universe, and in fact there are high indications that alien life is present in our solar system, not to mention our galaxy. But what about alien life? What about the alleged whistleblowers? What are they saying? One of our favorite quotes regarding alien life comes from Edgar Mitchell, the astronaut who participated in the Apollo 14 missions in 1971, and he was the sixth man to walk on the moon. Mitchell said that after traveling in space, he says, "I'm fully confident that the aliens are watching us. I do not know how many, where and how they do it, but watching us. We see these ships all the times. At all times," he says. "We see their ships at all times." Isn't that strange to say? However, Mitchell was not the only astronaut to speak openly about extraterrestrial crafts. Edwin Eugene Aldrin Jr., aka Buzz Aldrin, former American astronaut and engineer, has also spoken out about the UFO phenomenon. Buzz Aldrin was the lunar module captain during Apollo 11 mission and was one of the first two humans to land on the surface of the moon, and the second person to walk on it on July 21st, 1969 at 3:15:16 UTC. Aldrin said that, quote, "On Apollo 11, in the route to the moon, I observed a light out the window that appeared to be moving alongside us. There were many explanations of what it could be, other than another spacecraft from another country or another world. It was either the rocket we had separated from, or the four panels that moved away when we extracted the lander from the rocket. And we were nose to nose with the two spacecraft, so in the close vicinity moving away were four panels, and I feel convinced that we were looking at the sun reflecting off one of those panels. Which one? I don't know. So technically the definition could be unidentified, quote unquote. No one could understand why NASA decided to shut down the Apollo program, which was going so smoothly for them. However, there are those who indicate that NASA did not stop at Apollo 17. NASA is said to have continued with the Apollo program and managed to send Apollo 18, 19, and 20 to the moon. Apollo missions 18 and 19 found evidence of alien artifacts on the surface of the Earth's moon. Apollo 19 was destroyed due to a catastrophic collision and did not manage to return home safely. But that did not stop NASA from sending Apollo 20 to the moon. The mission that succeeded in returning to Earth lost alien technology and a quote-unquote humanoid female. They returned to Earth the lost alien technology, the humanoid female from a crashed alien spacecraft. But perhaps the biggest enigma of them is why we never went back to the moon. With the current level of technology, spacefaring countries such as the US, China, and Russia, that what they possess, traveling to the moon is something that could be achieved with extreme ease. Yet for an unknown reason, space agencies around the globe have completely ignored Earth's satellite and have refrained from manning missions to the moon. Even though Bridenstine, the administrator of NASA, is now calling for applications for new astronauts, the application process will be opening May 3rd for anyone who's interested and has the qualifications. And they will be sent to ISS and then even perhaps joining the Artemis program for missions to the moon in 2024 and to Mars in 2028, according to NASA's Bridenstine. Now, ufologists stress that this is because alien technology, going back to this, why we'd never returned to the moon, is because alien technology and alien structures have been found on the surface of the moon through the Apollo missions. Russian newspaper Komsomolskaya Pravda revealed more alarming details about the moon, and according to Ken Johnson, former manager of the Data and Photo Control Department at NASA's Lunar Receiving Laboratory, during the manned Apollo lunar program, Richard Hoagland, a former consultant of NASA in the 70s, American astronaut saw and recorded vestiges of human constructions of antiquity on the moon and photographed some of the technological evidence found on the surface. After the astronauts brought back the images to Earth, and both of them have accused NASA of editing original pictures of the moon, replacing them with fake images where the structures on the moon had been erased. For example, the Apollo 8 mission snapped a set of extremely controversial pictures and videos from the journey to the moon, which suggests astronauts were not alone in space. One of the most enigmatic objects on the surface of the moon can be seen in a clip formed during the mission in December of '68. The clip appears to show what seems to be a large triangular object located on or just above the lunar surface. This is on Bended Reality, And the article is from Reference of Ancient Code, and I'll leave a link below for you for this. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.